It is me, DL Hughley, and you're watching the Chris Gunther Show, and you know it's serious. He got his own microphone cover. You know how much these are? You can't go to Kinko's to get this. This brother's serious.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Chris Gunther Show. Appreciate y'all for watching. Remember to like and share this video. Happy 2024. Thank y'all for all the support. Anybody that follows comedy, you know this man right here, one of the kings, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Mr. DL Hughley. How you doing, sir?
How you doing, baby? Well, you looking good. Look at you.
Appreciate it. You know, I'm just trying to...
I want to buy a magazine from you or something. This
I might have something in my pocket. You know, we got to see what we can do.
For sure.
Appreciate you for your time, though.
Always.
You know, you continue to pack out everywhere that you go throughout the country. What does that feel like for you to know that everybody continues to rock with you after all these years?
Well, you know what? It's great. I'm grateful because, you know, it's an honor when somebody decides that they're going to take their money and their time and invest in you, because that's what the investment is. So they decide they're going to come spend some time and some money to come see you do what you do. It's always an honor. I never take it for granted.
What motivates you to keep going, especially after all of the years of success that you had?
I just love what I do. I love what I do. The ultimate test of being blessed is when you get to do what you love to do over and over again. And it's a blessing to be able to go to these markets and have people come out, and some of the same people and some of the old people. So I understand it's a gift and a blessing, and I take it very seriously. It's a responsibility I don't take lightly at all.
With the current state of comedy, it seems like everybody is so sensitive. How are you able to still be successful in such a cancel culture?
Like, ultimately, it's this. I'm not responsible how you receive what I say. And I think that the comedy is probably one of the last great art forms because it's such a singular activity. I heard something that really is indicative of comedy. A lion and a tiger, lion and a tiger you can tame, but you'll never see a wolf at a circus because it's a singular activity. And I think that there needs to be a place where people don't necessarily know whether you're kidding or not. Because now we're so used to tipping the joke and telling people, you know, if we text something, we'll go JK or LOL. We'll kind of, but I think we've lost our sense of irony. So to me, this is the last great tabernacle, the last place where people have any level of freedom of artistic expression, and it's subject to interpretation. Like, it's funny because I am doing a show for the audience that is here right now. Now, that doesn't mean that someone in the greater, out in the zeitgeist might see it, and then they'll go, well, you know, that offends me. Well, that's like a suit that was tailor-made for you. It's made for you, this audience. It's not going to fit everybody. So the people that came to see me is for them. The people who didn't and happened to see it and they be offended. Literally, it's like Robin Harris always said, fuck them if they can't take a joke.
Speaking about people like Robin Harris, I know that he was one of your favorites. Who would you say are some of your favorite comedians now?
Now, I can think of 15 people I'd pay to see. Now, I'm not going to name.
So you can name a couple,
but there were 15. Of course, I'd pay to see Sid. I'd pay to see Quake. I'd pay to see Cat. I'd pay to see Malik. I'd pay to see Ali. I'd pay to see DC, Curry, and Young Fly. So many people. Carlos. There's a lot of people I would pay to see. Bruce. There's so many people I'd pay to see, and I don't want to do them a disservice by not being able to mention them all. But there are people who I feel the same way about what I just said, which is that I'd be willing to invest my money and time to come see them, because I think that they're tacticians, and they elevate the art form.
You had mentioned comics like DC, Young Fly. Who are some of the other young comics that you rock with?
I like Carlos Miller a lot. It's this cat, I don't even remember his name, because a lot of times what I try to do, and this is weird, I try not to watch comedy, which is probably to my detriment, but I try not to watch comedy because there is such a way that those things can inundate your psyche and can start to permeate your perspective. So I try to keep my line of sight pristine so I can, weigh in on subjects myself. But I'm not disappointed in the young crop of comedians. I think they've learned from a great lineage of people, and they've taken the baton and run with it, and it lets me know that the art form is viable and going to be around for a long time.
What would your best piece of advice be to those that are coming right behind you?
It was what Chris Rock gave me for the best piece of advice I've ever gotten outside of my father, was when Chris Rock said, "You don't have to know what you will do, just know what you won't."
It seems like nowadays people are trying to sell out so fast just to get the clickbait. How have you stayed? How have you been able to stay rooted? Rather, in who you are?
I'm exactly who I am in this moment. I think that you make a mistake when you try to be what you were, or you try to anticipate who you're going to be. I'm very comfortable being what I am at this very moment, and sometimes that's enough for people, and sometimes it's not. But I'm not forward or backward. I try to be as present as I can be, and to understand that the only place, the most expensive real estate on the face of the earth is what's between your ears, your brain, and your heart. They're the most. It's the most precious real estate, and I won't see that to anybody. So I'm always monitoring myself to see exactly how I feel and try to declutter it and unclog the mechanism to make sure that I'm saying exactly what I feel at that particular moment.
What are some of the things that you have coming out in 24 that the people can look forward to?
Well, we have I'm excited about this. I'm writing another book. It's called Charlie's Boy, an ode to a black father, and it's about my father and my relationship with him. And, of course, he died, and I've had the best conversation with him since he hasn't been here. But some of the advice he gave me was so resonant, so salient that I passed it on to my children. So it'll be me looking at my father and my kids looking back at me, and all the things that we have learned, the things I learned from him, the things they learned from me. It's kind of a love story. But I think that we always hear about the impact that black mothers had, or mothers in general had, but never the father. So it's called Charlie's Boy, an ode to a black father, and I'm writing that now. We also have a project with CBS, that a script with CBS for another sitcom, and I hadn't, I hadn't been so interested in it because I didn't feel like I had something I wanted to say to a national audience, but now I do, and I'm excited about it.
One of the last questions I always ask comedians: who are your top 5 comedians of all time?
I'm not gonna give you that. It changes on the day. But I tell you what, I've been blessed to live in a time where I've seen the past, the now, and the future, and I feel like this is the best time that I've ever seen in the front, from a front perspective and from the rear perspective. And I think comedy's in an excellent place, and I want comedians to understand, to be unflinchingly you. The only thing you have an owe an audience is to be the best you that you are at that moment.
Nothing else needs to be asked. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the kings of comedy, DL Hughley, on the Chris Gunther Show. Appreciate y'all for watching. I'll see y'all next time.